Hello. Today we have two more stories from relationship advice. The first is about a woman who wonders if she should tell her sister's boyfriend's wife about their relationship. The next is about a woman who isn't getting the kind of life she wants living with a disabled pothead. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This story is titled, My Sister Claims Her Boyfriend is Divorced, but his supposed ex-wife keeps referring to him as her husband and posts family photos of them together. This is driving a wedge between my sister, 26 female, and I, 25 female. In March 2020, my sister started seeing a guy, 35 male, that she told me was just for fun because he was married. I told her I disapproved heavily, but she's 26 and I'm not in charge of her life decisions. A few months later, she tells me they're dating, and he wants to leave his wife for her. I found him on Facebook, and subsequently his wife's, and she has posts referring to him as her husband, and also has family pictures up with the daughter. My sister claims they were doing it to keep up appearances as to not cause family drama. It's now February 2021, and my sister has been telling the rest of my family that he's divorced. However, his wife is still referring to him as her husband, and as recent as January 10th, posted about their 11-year marriage and how long they've been together. Sister and I recently got into an argument because her boyfriend feels unwelcome when I'm around because I prefer not to talk to him or get to know him. I'm not actively mean to him, but I just choose not to interact with him. She claims I am making her choose between him and me, and subsequently cancelled the birthday plans I made with her because she feels that if I loved her, I would accept her boyfriend no matter what. On one hand, I know her relationship is her own and she is free to see whomever she likes regardless of whether or not anyone approves. I am not perfect and also want to see her happy. On the other hand, I am heavily against cheating because I was cheated on in the past and am wondering if it's my business to be telling his wife. This man is lying to my entire family by saying he's divorced, but again, that's not my business per se. Sister and I have always been really close, but this is driving a wedge between us that I don't know how to overcome. Is there any way to fix our relationship at all? Comment 1. Your sister is either being lied to, or her morality is just as screwed up as his. I never understand why people want to be with cheaters. They will eventually get cheated on themselves. To cheat you have to become a good liar. They lie to the partner and usually to the side piece. Not much of a prize. What could she possibly see in him? Comment 2. Tell that poor woman what her husband is doing behind her back. Your sister is being utterly selfish and you know it, so I don't understand how you can just let everything slide because it's none of your business. You have to think about it from the wife's perspective. In her shoes, wouldn't you want to know if your husband was running around making a fool of you? Comment 3. Aren't divorces public record? At least there in the US I should think it would be easy to find out if he's actually divorced. If he's a lying, cheating scumbag, then go ahead and tell his wife. Comment 4. I've quite literally been in this exact position. Only it was my mom. I knew my mom was cheating on my stepdad of 15 years. Telling my stepdad would have been betraying my mom. Just like you telling the dude's wife probably feels like you'd be betraying your sister. Girl, take it from me, it's a shite situation, and there is no right answer. I ended up telling my stepdad, and they got divorced. And yeah, my mom was pissed. Until she got over it. Because at the end of the day she was tired of sneaking around too. Eventually the dust settles and chips fall where they're meant to. If I were you, I'd tell the wife. And if the guy breaks it off with your sister, he wasn't going to leave his wife for her anyway. Or him and his wife will get a divorce and your sister will have a legitimate relationship. As legitimate as it can get when it starts that way. Make sure you tell your sister that if he's willing to cheat with you, he will be willing to cheat on you. Comment 5. This is how my sister and I became estranged for 10 years and counting, lol. She showed up wearing an engagement ring while he was still married and acting lovey-dovey to his first wife. I told her to take it off under my roof and she hasn't spoken to me since. My sister and him got married and guess who turned out to be a narcissistic abuser who now cheats on her. What a winner. Look, my story doesn't have to be yours. You can't control your sister, only how you react to the situation. I choose to put my foot down but lost a sister. I sometimes regret it, but then see how the pair behave and it's pure toxic stuff that I don't want in my life anyway. I recommend sitting her down and having a chat with her. Ask her why this other woman is still posting this stuff if she's divorced. Is the wife delusional? Try to get your sister's wheels working there. It's possible the boyfriend is lying to your sister. My brother-in-law forged a divorce paper 6 months before he actually got divorced, so it's possible this boyfriend is lying too. Ask if he moved out and got his own place. Has she been there? Does he get custody of the kids on the weekends, and does she go over and hang out with them? If she doesn't, ask why not. Try to go from the angle of trying to understand the situation better and that you're confused because things aren't adding up. Be prepared for her to still be defensive and upset. When my parents saw court papers that my sister's husband was finally divorced, they asked for why there was a discrepancy. My sister said they should believe her no matter what evidence there was, and then cut him off for a year and refused to talk or see them. Limerence can make people incredibly stupid, unfortunately. I understand what a tough position you are in. My sister forced me to choose between her and my morals. I would probably react the same way all over again, even knowing I would lose her friendship and it would divide my family. And if I were in your shoes, I would tell his wife. She deserves to know. If you want to DM me and talk about this more, please go ahead and we can chat. I'm sorry this is happening. It's seriously heartbreaking to see your own sibling making foolish and/or immoral choices in life. Update. A lot of people are asking why this is my business. I should have clarified that in the beginning, she came to me for advice about the relationship and occasionally will still ask me for advice because after all, we are sisters and still very close. I was injected into the situation. Second, she wants to push a friendship between myself and her boyfriend that I don't want, nor am I comfortable with. Both of us still live at home for cultural reasons, multi-generational households until marriage, and he says he would like to feel more welcomed by me. Currently, if I'm not at work, I just hang out with my brother or go visit my significant other when sister's boyfriend comes around. This story is titled, My Disabled Partner, Is He a Loser or Am I Just a Biatch? Me and my partner are in our late 30s and have been together 2 years. My partner has a mild disability, which means he gets a Centrelink pension. I have a career and an investment property and am quite a driven person. Because my partner can't work, we can't even afford a rental of our own. We live with his deadbeat best friend who literally smokes bongs for breakfast. My partner only smokes joints, but all they do is sit outside and get stoned 24/7. I'm currently working from home all year due to COVID, so I witness this every day. On one hand, my partner is actually the sweetest guy I've ever dated. He's kind and loving and he is a good person, that's why I'm with him. My family loves him and so do all my friends. But my resentment of his lack of money and motivation is eating away at me and I have become totally depressed. He actually does have a medical issue, and this is where I am so confused with myself. It's not his fault he can't work, but it doesn't stop him playing in a band and going on drug benders. He doesn't do anything to improve his health issue, and there are things he could be doing, but he chooses to smoke pot to mask the pain instead. I can't stop thinking how much of this is his disability. Or is he actually just a lazy stoner? He can't afford anything, we never go out for dinners or do anything. My social life is non-existent. I love to get out in the world and travel and do things. I have stopped all of this since I've been with him pretty much. On top of this, he has habits that I just can't understand for someone who is broke. He smokes, he has a massive 60-kilogram dog which always has huge vet bills that he can never pay, and also a V8 car that costs heaps in fuel. As soon as he gets his payment, the money is instantly gone. Savings for him is non-existent. I know he will never be able to buy a house with me and we certainly couldn't afford kids. Am I just a biatch for resenting him for all of this? Comment 1. I hate to say it, but it sounds like he's living his best life. People have different goals and interests in life and it sounds like he's found some happiness with his. As for you, you do not share his goals and interests. If you've tried talking with him about what you want out of life that he is not providing and he doesn't seem to care, then it's probably time to end the relationship. From what I've heard, potheads have no interest in giving up that Mary Jane for anyone or anything. If he's willing to change, then see a couples therapist to get a third party involved to help you both work a better dynamic in your relationship. Good luck. I hope you can find some semblance of sanity within a challenging situation. Comment 2. If you go it alone, could you afford a better place? Is his own money from his disability funding the car, dog, weed? Is he a financial drain on your resources? Is what he contributes by loving you and being sweet enough to overlook the reality of how many things you resent? Will your life be better or worse a year, 5 years from now if you stay together, split up? You have the answer, you know you do. Comment 3. I'm disabled and I may have some insight here. Firstly, it's normal for you to feel resentful towards him, but it's not good for your relationship. It takes a lot of patience and understanding, as an abled person, to be in such a relationship, and not everyone can do it. On the other hand, there may be more to this than just his disability. It's hard to understand what's going on without knowing more about his disability and how long he's had it. I will say that while it may seem mild to you, but it's serious enough to get him that pension, which sounds like the Australian equivalent to SSDI, but actually way better. I never did anything to improve my health either. Chronic pain is literally exhausting, so there's a chicken and egg situation when it comes to exercise. It also doesn't help that I physically am unable to do the thing that kept me in shape before my accident, running. All I can do is walk, and not very far. As for being able to do certain things despite being disabled, well, it should be pretty obvious that being disabled doesn't mean you're in an iron lung 24/7. There's a huge difference between changing a tire so you can get your kid to the doctor, and changing tires as a 9-to-5 job. All that said though, you're not responsible for him or his situation. It's okay if you want a different life than being his caretaker. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.